It's me again, Hank the Cowdog. He had mastered every detail of the heavy barking procedure. The stance, proper balance, breathing technique, rhythm, no breaks or pauses, and voicing deep, piercing barks. Wow, I was blown away. I didn't know whether I was looking at an incredible natural talent or if he'd spent years learning his craft. But the result was something close to art. It was a humbling experience. To be honest, I don't necessarily enjoy feeling humble. But in the presence of Happy Lab, all I could do was watch and gasp and marvel at this amazing display of talent and discipline. And we barked. Oh, did we bark. The moon rattled. The trees quivered. The house trembled. On and on we barked, fighting fatigue and cottonmouth and legs that were weakened by the relentless coil of our barks. At last we got some results. Inside the house we heard a voice. Hank! Knock it off! I turned to Happy. It's working. Keep cranking them out. I'm on it, bud. I love this stuff. We kept cranking them out, bark after bark, blast after blast, roar upon roar. We heard another angry scream coming from inside the house. Idiots! Shut up that barking! You know, a guy hates to push his people to the point where they're sitting up in bed and screaming. But what's the alternative? I mean, the whole point of the procedure was to wake them up and get them out of the house so they could see the danger that was lurking in their yard. We just do our jobs, even if it isn't pleasant. Loper must have been glued into his bed, or maybe he thought that screaming at us from the bedroom would get him off the hook. Nope. We kept pumping out the barks until at last a light came on in the bedroom. Then another light in the kitchen. I turned to Happy. He's coming. Keep trucking. Boy, he's a hardhead, isn't he? He is, but he'll be proud of us. The porch light came on. Then the door opened. Whack! Hitting the side of the house. And out he came like, I don't know, like hissing lava pouring out of a volcano, I suppose. You talk about an ugly face. Wrinkles, puffy eyes, smoldering glare, flared nostrils, and hair going every which way. The man was seriously torqued. The sight of him would have scared a lot of dogs. Hey, it scared me, and I was his friend. But Happy, bless him, he hung right in there and even dared to edge closer to the bull. He never missed a bark. I had never seen such endurance. The guy was a barking machine. Loper stomped down the porch steps. At that point, we got our first glimpse at his outfit, so to speak. Boxer shorts, cowboy boots, and nakedness from the waist up. I also picked up a tiny detail that a lot of dogs would have missed. His boots were on the wrong feet. Clearly, he didn't function well at 3 o'clock in the morning. He stormed down the sidewalk and came to the fence. His flaming, red, bloodshot, spider-webbed eyes scorched me, then turned to Happy, who was still pumping out the barks at the bull. Shut up! We stopped barking and stood at attention. He flung out a finger towards the bull. That is a lawnmower. Happy and I shifted our eyes in the direction his finger was pointing and took another look at the bull. Quit barking at the lawnmower! By George, it did appear to be a riding lawnmower with handlebars that looked like horns. I turned my gaze around to the bird dog just in time to see him grin, duck his head, and start thrashing his tree-limb tail from side to side. Oh, and I heard him say, "Oops." Now listen, you clam brains. I keep a shotgun beside the back door. If I have to come out here again, whichever one of you fools is still barking will be wearing buckshot. Am I making myself clear, Hank? Huh? Me? Hey, I wasn't the one who thought it was a bull. His glare swung around and stabbed the Labrador. And you, birdcage? Do you hear what I'm saying? Happy went into spasms of guilt. He grinned, fawned, ducked his head, moved his front feet up and down, wagged his tree limb, and dribbled down both hind legs. Nobody does guilt better than a Labrador. And you know, I think the guy was totally sincere about it. He really felt bad. Loper placed his arms on the top of the fence and leaned down toward me. Not one more sound, you meatheads. Not even a squeak. Yes, sir. He stormed back into the house and slammed the door behind him. Bam!
Settle up, settle up, settle up, settle up.